And we'll go ahead and jump in here. All right, everyone, welcome to our supplier spotlight. We have Wanderlux Collection with us today. And for anybody watching live, feel free to put your questions in the chat as you have them. Feel free to use the Q&A box if you prefer that, but we are a small group, so chat works too. However, if you're watching this recording on YouTube, the description has Angelique's information for how to reach out. Otherwise, feel free to take it away.
All right. Thank you so much for having me today. I really appreciate it. And I'm excited to share a little bit with you about Wanderlux Collection. So let's jump right in. My name is Angelique Johns, and I started the company in 2018, but not new to travel at that time. I've worked in travel for about 25 years. I'm sure some of that is the same with a few of you. But worked for American Express, Carlson Wagonlit, Travel Leaders Group before they became Internova. And during that time, really started developing my love and passion for hotels, as well as my passion for Europe. So when I started the company, and my intention is still the same, is to work with hotel companies and individual hotels throughout Europe. So, as a representation company, that is one specialization that my company has is hotels only. So we don't have any DMCs or anything like that we represent, just hotels, and specifically hotels in Europe. So I'm excited to share a little bit with you today about that. And then also on my team is Laurie Pavlik. She is actually in Greece right now, leading a travel advisor immersion. So she'll be coming back in a few days. But she is based in Kansas City. I am based in Ohio. So between the two of us, we have the whole U.S. covered. And you can always feel free to reach out to either one of us. So for those of you, sometimes I have one or two people that aren't sure what a representation company is. So I always like to take a minute just to talk specifically about what we do as a hotel representation company. So you can kind of think of us as an extension of the hotel sales team. The other thing that we do, the hotels are all in Europe. So there's a big time difference there, which makes it very advantageous to have Lori and I here in the US. But we've been to the hotels, we've toured them, we've stayed, we've been to the area around them. If you have specific questions about hotels, instead of waiting, emailing the hotel and waiting for, 8 hours to pass or them getting back to you to the next day, you can always feel free to reach out to us. So we have that insider knowledge of all the hotels. And we're here to help. So, I think we make it easy. You can contact us phone, email. You can reach out to us on social media, whatever is easiest for you. We're more than happy to help answer any questions. And if we don't know the answer, we know who to go to directly to get you that answer. So you're not waiting around, sending an email to a generic hotel email address. And then certainly we encourage you to engage with us through webinars, like this one, through individual webinars. Maybe you're really interested about learning more about Greece, and you want to talk to us about the hotels that we represent there. Happy to set up those individual webinars. We also have a monthly newsletter that goes out, and then of course, social media. So here is a quick view of the hotels we represent. Now, don't worry, we're not going to cover all of those today. What I did is picked out some of the ones that are in locations that are a little less known, because I think that's always fun to learn about places maybe you've not thought of, or places your clients are thinking, hey, I want to go somewhere different. Where is that? So that's what I did. But currently we represent hotels in Cyprus, France, Greece, Portugal, and Italy. So we're going to start with Cyprus. And this is Park Lane. I know Cyprus for many folks is not one of those destinations that they're like, oh yeah, I want to go to Cyprus. It's, something that is starting to become more popular for the North American market. It's an absolutely beautiful island. I was there last year and kind of went all over to discover it. And it's not as difficult as you think to get to. So for instance, I'm in the Northeast Ohio area. I'm kind of equal distance between Cleveland and Pittsburgh airports. I flew out of Pittsburgh to London, and then London to Cyprus. So great connections out of London, great connections through Athens and through, many of the major hubs in Europe straight to the island of Cyprus. There are two airports. Most of the international flights, though, come into the Larnaca airport. From the airport to Park Lane, it's about 30 to 40 minutes. It's a nice, beautiful drive, so you get to kind of relax and enjoy the scenery as you're traveling along. So Park Lane has over 200 rooms, and I think one thing that is very special about the hotel is there are areas for many different types of travelers. So on the top there, you'll see those are the 2 and 3 bedroom park villas. So these could be for multi-generational families. They could be couples traveling together. They do have family suites as well for those that are not bringing their kids or looking to do a honeymoon. They have an adult only wing, which is where I stayed. Absolutely beautiful, very, very quiet. They have an adult only pool as well. And then they also have a 2-bedroom sea view villa with its own private pool there. So many different accommodation options depending on who the traveler is. There are many great features on property as well. So for any families, they have an amazing kids club, one of the largest in the Mediterranean area. I always look at this, and when I toured it, I'm like, gosh, this is just absolutely beautiful. I think most kids would want to go there. They have a pirate ship, which is this water area, and then the learning area is shaped like a castle. And I think they really do a lot of fun, engaging things with the kids. Several different restaurant options. My favorite is Les Petites Maisons, which is the French restaurant, but they have an Italian restaurant outside and many additional ones. All of the different water sports right there on property. So if someone wants to do stand-up paddleboarding, jet skis, water skis, they can do that all right from the hotel. And then again, one of my favorite areas is the spa. So they have a full thalassotherapy circuit, where you're going in and out of the hot water and cold water. And it is one of the largest spas in the Mediterranean as well. But what can your clients do when they get there? So, and I think Cyprus really has a great variety of some different things for them to do. Of course, the beach and the water. Cyprus was ranked last year as they were #1 in the cleanest water. So anywhere that you go, the beach, the sea is going to be absolutely stunning. There are the Troodos Mountains, which you see in that upper one. Great winery areas there. Cyprus even has their own form of wine. It's called Commandaria, which you see there. So learning about that. I went to the little village of Lefkara, which is in that top right-hand picture. So this is an area where they make traditional lace, and it's, a UNESCO heritage area. They still have silversmiths there. So it's almost like a little step back in time. You can be out on the water. And then right by the hotel is the area of Amathunda. So it's one of the ancient cities. They also have perfume making there because one of the oldest perfumes dates back to Cyprus. So there truly is a lot, whether it's, culinary and wine, whether it's being out on the water, whether it's the archaeological sites. And then, of course, there's biking and hiking as well. So truly a destination for a lot of different types of travelers. So moving on, we're going to go to the south of France and Maison Albar Hotel. So we represent all of the Maison Albar hotels. Their properties are in France, and they are more of a boutique brand. So most of the hotels that they have in their portfolio are going to be 100 rooms or less. And this is L'Imperator in Nîmes. So just to give you an idea where Nîmes is, if you look on that map of France, it is literally a 3-hour train ride from Paris to the train station in Nîmes. So it makes a nice combination for folks looking to do, Paris, and then they want to try something different or unique in the south of France. They can get on the train, 3 hours, boom, they're in Nîmes. And then right where the hotel is located, it is truly in the heart of the city. So you can literally walk within, many different places within 10 minutes, from the arena to the Maison Kyrie, to the Tour Mag. All of that is, those three actually are within less than 10 minutes. So L'Imperator has 61 rooms, suites, and maisons. So you get a feel here of what the rooms look like. And then on the right-hand side, those are the maisons. So they range from 2 to 4 bedroom. All of them have ensuite baths, which make it really nice, again, for multi-generational, for couples traveling together. And they're really beautiful. Laurie and I stayed in them in December. She was on the second floor, I was on the first floor. And then we also had, a living room area, full kitchen. So for folks that are looking maybe for a little bit of a longer stay or just want a little bit more room, these 7 maisons are really a great option. At the property itself, indoor, outdoor pool, full service spa, Michelin starred restaurant, and then the bar Hemingway. So the property, L'Imperator, is a very historic property built in the 1920s, and Ernest Hemingway actually spent some time there as he was writing his book, The Garden of Eden. So in the book, it mentions Nîmes. So when they redid the whole hotel, they've renamed the bar to the Bar Hemingway. Again, in this area, so much to see and do. So that's Laurie and I when we were there in December at the amphitheater, the Maison Kyrie, which was just made part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site. The picture on the bottom, that's me a few years ago when I went kayaking down the Gardon River. There's several different museums. There's the lavender fields. There's the Cremage, which is where the wild flamingos and wild horses are. All of these places, the lavender fields, the Cremage, all of them are within about a half an hour to 45 minutes. So L'Imperator can really be used as a base for folks looking to explore the south of France. And then moving over to the second Maison Albar that I'm going to show you, it's actually from Nîmes to Nice. We did that train ride as well. It was about 2 hours on the train. Nice is an area, so don't just think of this for folks doing land trips, but if you have folks doing pre or post cruise and they want to spend some time either before or after their cruise in Nice, L'Imperator makes a really nice property. It is literally a 1-minute walk to the beach. The photo on the left actually shows you the view from some of the sea view rooms. From the airport, about 15 to 20 minutes or so, and really in a nice location in Nice to be able to explore the city. So this is the only property that Maison Albar has that has over 100 rooms. They have 132, and about half of them are beautiful sea view rooms, while the other half, face the interior or the land side of the building. Beautiful marble bathrooms, very, very nice, spacious rooms, light in color. So they have, a feeling of being kind of larger, but truly a really nice size, especially for North American guests. Here on property, as a brand, Maison Albar being a French brand, food and culinary is very important to them. So, they always have an amazing chef. And here at Taulisa, which means on the rooftop in Provençal, old school. So that is what they named the restaurant. There's the beautiful Le Victoria Cafe, beautiful indoor and outdoor pool, and then the spa as well. So now we're going to move over to Domes Resorts, which have properties in Greece and Portugal. As a brand, Domes has a couple things that I always like to highlight. The first is you can see they're on many different islands throughout Greece. So Crete, Corfu, Milos, Santorini, Zante, and now Rhodes. The other thing that Domes has that I think is really nice, depending on who your guest is, they have adults only properties, they have family friendly properties, and then new this year, they also have two all inclusive properties. So it really gives many different options for your travelers. The other thing that I think for all inclusives, especially for the North American market, maybe you have clients that are very comfortable going to Mexico and the Caribbean, and they like that all inclusive concept. Well, this gives you the opportunity to kind of start to upsell them into Europe with having a couple all inclusives that Domes Resorts has. So if you want to talk more about those, just let me know and we can certainly do that. So today I wanted to show you Domes Miramare. And funny enough, this is actually where Laurie is. They got to Corfu yesterday. So they're staying at Domes Miramare. This is one of Dome's adults only properties, okay? The other thing, and I always say the ABCs of Domes Miramare is it's adults only. It is beachfront, as you can see there. Many of the properties in Corfu kind of sit back from the beach. However, this property was originally owned by the Onassis family. And being the Onassis family, they were really able to do whatever they wanted to do. So they were able to build, right along the water there. So I think that makes it really special because you won't see this at many properties in Corfu. So again, adults only. The resort itself kind of has three areas. The first is the Emerald Collection, which is around the Olive Grove area. And then the second is the Panorama, which are this large photo in the center. So these sit on the building, it kind of sits up behind the main building. So for folks that want to have that amazing, spectacular kind of panorama view, these are nice options. The third option and the third area here, you will see on the right-hand side, those are called the pavilions. Those are my favorite for a couple different reasons. Number one, you can see just how close they sit to the water. Like you can literally go out that sliding glass door, walk about 20 steps, and you can be in the water. The other unique feature here, these are actually, and I know it's kind of hard to tell, but these are actually steps that you go right down into the water. So it's a very unique kind of entry from the pavilion side of the resort. And then many of them have their own pools here. So this is kind of the highest room category area. Maybe you have folks that are celebrating, their honeymoon and anniversary. These would definitely be some of the room types I would look at for them. So let's talk about a few of the features here I like to highlight at Domes Miramare. First of all, the beach area. So it is small pebbles, but then once you're in the water, completely sandy. And I always like to point that out because in Greece, there's many kind of different kind of beach areas. Beautiful spa here as well, several pools, and then Miramaretto, which is in that top right-hand corner. So that is a luxury motor yacht that belongs to the hotel. So again, you have clients that are celebrating their honeymoon. They want to do something special. They can charter this half day, full day. It comes fully crewed, fully catered, and the hotel will pay you commission on that. So, someone again just got a job promotion, 50th birthday, 60th birthday, all the kids are out of the house. Something that they really want to celebrate. This makes something very, very memorable for them during their trip. And then the island of Corfu. I will say most times folks going from North America, going to Corfu, it's usually like their second or third trip to Greece. I obviously having worked with domes for a number of years, very early on, I went to Corfu and I absolutely love it. So this is the Old Town area. It's truly a mix. It has a little bit more of that European feel, but Corfu was ruled by the British, the French, the Venetians before it became part of Greece. So you really do get that European look and feel there. They have one of the oldest olive oil producers in Greece with Governor's olive oil. So I always recommend doing that. They have a soap maker there. Again, the oldest in Greece. So it's always fun to do a little excursion there and kind of make your own soap. The Old Town area, getting out on the water with any time you have clients going to Greece. I think it's great to get them out on the water to see some of the little coves and some of the areas that, you don't get to see when you're on land. So those are just some ideas for you. Next, we are moving over to Italy. I just wanted to do a quick check of my time here. And we're going to Villa Sostaga on Lake Garda. This is an amazing little property, just 25 rooms on Lake Garda. So to give you an idea, if you have clients looking to do kind of a little bit more northern Italy, where they fly into Milan, which is about 2 hours and 15 minutes from Villa Sostaga. So they fly into Milan, do a few days, come to Lake Garda, spend a few days, relax, and then go from Lake Garda to Venice, where they end their trip. Because from Villa Sostaga to Venice, it's about 3 hours. So it really makes a nice little, week-long trip of the northern parts of Italy, and it gives them something completely different. So Lake Garda is the biggest lake in Italy. You don't hear about it as much as you do Lake Como, but there are some amazing things for folks to see and do around the lake, and it's definitely less busy, and there's definitely a cost advantage too of looking at Lake Garda. So the original buildings, it was a villa originally. So there's two buildings that comprise 19 rooms. In these buildings, the rooms have that more traditional, old world Italian kind of look and feel. And I include that photo on the bottom right there because that's actually the room I stayed in, with the amazing wood beams, and that I called it like my princess bed while I was there. So those are what the rooms look like in the first two buildings. And then last year, Francesco, that owns the property, decided that, everybody likes different room types. So he added a third building. These have 6 luxury spa suites. So for clients that want something a little bit more modern, or they're going to be biking and hiking while they're there and want to have that jacuzzi in their room when they come back, they can kind of relax. These make a great option. There's 6 of them, 3 on the bottom floor, 3 on the top floor. Again, have many of the rooms have amazing views out to the lake, but these ones in particular, you can just gaze forever at that amazing lake view. Here they have a small kind of personalized spa. And so anybody that's using the spa, they actually do it in 1 and 2 hour slots, and they have use of the whole area. Outdoor pool here. Lots of outdoor seating that faces out towards the lake. Some of the most amazing food, because this is a family-owned property. Many of the recipes come from Francesco's grandmother that this chef now, redoes, and the best lasagna I've ever had in my life. The other thing here at Villa Sostaga, Francesco, who is the owner, is a wine connoisseur, has a wine cellar with over 700 bottles of wine. A lot to see and do in this area. Of course, getting out on the lake, the little village of Gargnano is great to go explore. There's the Villa Battoni, which you can go and do a tour of. And on the right-hand side on the bottom, this is a picture of a lemon grove. So this area, Gargnano, is known to be one of the first places in Italy that was growing lemons. So just a little info there. And then last but not least, I know I'm getting very close on time. We have Domes Lake Algarve, which is in the southern part of Portugal. So clients would fly into Faro from the airport. It's about 30 minutes to Villamara. This property for Domes is, is great for adults. It's great for families. Just over 150 rooms. You can see that beautiful man-made sand entry pool there. The rooms here go from entry all the way up to 2-bedroom residences. So for those multi-generational families, and lots of great outdoor space here. From the area where they can have a meal overlooking the lake. You can also do like stand-up paddle boarding there. It is a 5-minute walk from the property to get to the beautiful beach area. Also full service spa and everything here. So I know that was a lot of information very quickly. The one thing I want to remind everybody of, anytime you book any of the properties that we represent, you can go onto our website under the Contact Us, and then you find our VIP amenity form. So it doesn't matter how you book the clients. You can use a DMC, you can book through a tour operator, you can book direct. Put in your client's information, your information, the dates they're traveling, any special occasion, and then there's room to add a note from you. So, if it's a honeymoon, you can put that in there, and we'll make sure that the hotels have a welcome amenity from you as well as that welcome note. So it, continues to foster that relationship between you and your client and make you look like the rock stars that you are. With that, I have just a few minutes for questions.
Good job. I love hearing about all your properties. Like, it's so nice.
Thank you.
Like, it makes me wish I was over there.
Well, watch the information. We're going to have another immersion going. This one is going to be Italy. So it's going to be Villa Sustaga, and then France going to Les Victoria. So it's going to be an Italy, France combined one in the fall. We should have the information out here in the next few weeks. So we'll be taking, folks that are interested, getting their interest, and then making the decisions on who's going with us.
Yeah, no, absolutely love that. Well, everyone, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You have the emails on the screen. The YouTube description will also have the contact information. But I'm going to take over our share here. And y'all should see the magic wheel of names. And we're going to do a spin. Must be present to win. I think I saw somebody dropped, so hopefully they're not the one that gets picked.
Just so you know, I don't see your screen.
You don't see my screen.
No, I'm still seeing mine. Let me see if I stop share. Oh, there, now I see it. And we have
Christine New. Congratulations. You'll get an email with more information about what you want, what's in the prize pack. I guess I skipped past that point.
Yeah, so we have a Wanderlux Collection swag bag. So you'll get one of our bags, one of our candles, and some additional stuff, an eye mask, a pen, some of those additional things. Yay, Christine, you never win anything. Look at you. Today was your lucky day, as well as an American Express gift card as a thank you. And I certainly appreciate all of you being here today. Please feel free to reach out to me for any questions that you have. If you want to learn more, if you want to, pick my brain about a destination, I'm always here to help.
Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your days, and we'll see you at the next webinar.
Thank you.